All right, guys, real quick tip for you. These trucks are old, so sometimes you try to get these flange bolts off for your wheel bearing. They're gonna round off on you. If that happens, now you know the socket you need is a 15 millimeter. What you can do is, if it didn't round it too bad, you can take a 9/16 or take a 14 millimeter, beat it on, get your old extension that you don't care about, use it to beat the socket on. And make sure you got a pretty high grade socket you can reuse a few times, like these Quinn sockets from Harbor Freight. They're really good. This is about the 5th bolt I've done like this, and this socket's still holding up, and I can still use this socket if I need to. But we have to put it in a vise, of course, get you a punch and beat it out. But just a tip for you, if you ever run into that problem with these old bolts stripping on you. Glory to Dorman. All right, this is our last bolt, and we got all 6 out. There's 3 on each side, and unfortunately, we did have to sacrifice a really good socket. Like I said, this is the socket size down method, is what I like to call it. Beat it on with an old extension that I don't use anymore, and used a pull handle with a good extension, and they came right out. Okay, guys, we're back. It's the next day. We got us some new hardware. As you know, in the first part of this video, the hardware that we had, the original hardware, the heads of the bolt stripped, and we used the socket size down method, of course, to get these off. All right, this bolt, if you have to buy it new or the ORI replacement from Dorman, the Dorman part number is 917507. Okay, I'll say it again. 917507. That's the Dorman part number. Okay, the thread pitch on this bolt is 14 millimeter by 2. Again, 14 millimeter by 2. All right, none of the part stores had this, so I had to use an alternative method so I get my truck back on the road. All right, what I did was I found these. These are Allen head. This is a metric. 12 millimeter head, same style thread, 14 millimeter by 2. These are 50 millimeters long, and you see it's perfect size, same length as the OE bolt. And like I said, this is an Allen 12 millimeter. So I'm gonna use a washer with it. Probably don't really need it because the flange on this bolt and the head of this bolt is about the same, but you'll have to install the washer behind the flange, behind the actual mount face, and then that'll fit in there like that. And then your wrench, it fits perfect in between that hole. There you go. Perfect alternative if you do not want to spend, I believe if you have to buy these from the parts store, there are anywhere from 30 to 40 bucks for 3. You got to have multiple sets. Of course, you're going to have 6 in all, so that's 80 bucks that I had to buy, because all the bolts on my truck stripped out. I think maybe 1, but I'm not going to put it back in or reinstall it. Okay, guys, that's how it's going to look with the 12 millimeter Allen head style bolts and washer. That's a hardened washer also. Like I said, I think the washer may be overkill, but I did it anyway. Remember your orientation of your dust shield, because it has to cover up this sensor for your ABS. I also remember hook up your ABS back to the control arm like it was before. 13 millimeter hardware. Take your sliders out of your brake caliper, and I seize those, make sure they're freed up, and then reinstall them. If you can't find the bolts, I'll put the part numbers in the description for the Dorman part number, but this will get you going. Also, that method I use to take the strip bolts out, that's pretty much a 90% success rate. Maybe 85 to 90%. If you do it just right. I hope this has been helpful. Hope I gave you some information today that you can use if you have one of these old trucks, GMT400. Yukon Escalade like I have, all the regular square body OBS style trucks. And you can apply this knowledge to new body style trucks as well when you're doing this wheel unit band repair replacement. All right, guys, I'll see you next one. Peace.